Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I am just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for life. I tell you every week, I don't take days for granted. I don't take you for granted. I'm going to come and remind you that you are healthy, you are wealthy, and you are prosperous. Everything your hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest, prosper, and grow great things because you are great. You're great. You're created out of greatness. So that is all you can be, okay? Even on your low day, you're still great. Even in your wrong, you're still right. And I don't mean this as a pass to go and do what you want to, but what I do mean it by is that every day is predestined, is preordained. We're learning how to be the best versions of us unapologetically. We're doing it through a posture of submission and humility, never arrogance and pride. So as long as we're keeping our eyes on us, as long as we're righting our wrongs, as long as we're doing what we need to do to be the best version of us, then we gotta be right. All right? We're not perfect. We're striving for perfection through this journey. Okay. So it's Meal Prep Monday. And you guys know I told you I'm going to be a broken record. It's repetitive. Why? Because we're spirit, we're soul wrapped in this flesh. We're going through this journey, but we are kingdom citizens first. I'm going to continue to remind you. Last week, I told you to know who you are and whose you are. We're in the season of an open door that never closes. We're in a season that our words speak life or death, but whichever we choose to bring out of our mouth, it will come to pass. So we're learning to die to ourselves. We're learning to have self-control because self-control is the best control to have. When you can control yourself, you don't worry about what's around you because then you're in a posture where the light of you commands the darkness around you. All right? We got to get this for what it is. So it's Meal Prep Monday. Last week, I wanted you to speak affirmations, speak life to yourself, okay? This week, and it's so interesting because this weekend, I was adulting. This weekend, I realized that this is probably the second time in a decade that I went and did something without Jaden being in the center of it. Okay. My kids are 20 years apart. I had one at 20, I had one at 40. My life, this journey has been very different. Some people will look at it like it's on repeat. I don't. It's new. Who I am or who I was at 40 having a child, a son, versus who I was at 20 having a daughter, totally different. Different places in this journey. But what this weekend made me realize is even in this season, see, we can be thinking of things because naturally you think of the things that are around you. You think of the things of your daily routine, okay? But 5784, pay Delet, the season that we're in, it's for every part of you. So even as we're learning to speak life to ourselves, we're learning to be the best versions of us. As crazy as this gonna sound, I'm gonna say it. You can't forget you in this season. What do I mean? I had to speak things for me. I had to realize that the titles and the roles that I am is not who I am. They're titles and their roles. I'm learning to really figure out what it is that Nicole likes, not as a mom, not as a wife, not as a sister, not as a daughter, not as what I have to do and give out, but what do I enjoy? All right. So this week, I want you to be selfish with yourself. And I say it in confidence because I know that your selfishness is not going to be arrogant or proud. But I want you to not forget the relational intelligence, the emotional intelligence. with you on the forefront. And I think a lot of times when we're thinking about this journey and when we're doing things and we're having to operate in our day-to-day and we set goals because we want to move ahead, we forget in there ourselves. I hope this is making sense. This weekend showed me how much I don't do things for me. Sometimes our roles and our journey in our life will have us set up to where if we take a moment to just do me, do us, somewhere, even unconsciously, we might feel guilty. We might feel like we shouldn't be doing that. Everyone who asked me, where's Jaden? He was not invited. He was not invited. Okay? We went to celebrate my brother in love, his 50th birthday. And I was like, James, Jaden's not invited. He's like, what do you mean? He could be with family. No. But as I was sitting there talking to Mama Zoe, and there was a withdrawal moment, okay? You start feeling some kind of way. You know, I'd not left, or James and I have not left Jaden like that for this is the second time in 10 years. That's ridiculous. Okay? And it's like, but what happened and what I realized as I was talking to Mama Zoe, I said, Jaden ain't invited to everything that's going on in my life. Like sometimes we just gotta be adults. Sometimes we've gotta be okay. And when I tell y'all I rested peacefully all weekend, I rested peacefully. He was safe. He's okay. What happens when me and James aren't here? Is he even prepared and equipped and ready? So this meal prep Monday, I want you to continue to apply everything, but think about you, all right? This is the season and the decade where your words speak. Why do we have words? It is for our creativity. Go back. How many of y'all go back to the dreams that you had when you were little before this journey tainted you? What was it that you desired? What did you draw about? What did you dream about? What did you like? Do you not understand that where you are right now, those are the purpose of you and they haven't been overlooked? You have not been overlooked by Jehovah God. Your purpose is more than what you're titled and the roles that you play. Okay? That's why a lot of times when you think about if you are one who goes to networking events or you meet someone and they're like, oh, well, who are you? People usually ask, what do you do? Okay? And you start saying, oh, my work is, I work for the government. I'm a mom, I'm this. No, who are you? Okay? In this season of an open door that'll never close, in this season where your creativity and your power come from your words, I want you this week to write it down where you see it. Who am I? We just talked about who God said I am. So now you know that you're victorious. Now you know that you're chosen. Now you know that you're the head and not the tail. Now you know all these things in your spirit of who you've been created in your original DNA. So this week, who are you? This week, what were the dreams that you dreamed when you were little? What were the desires that you had? I don't care if your little was 20 years ago or 80 years ago. Who are you? And when you're understanding whose you are, be okay to be who you are. Be okay. Well, don't look at it like you've missed it or your days are numbered or I'm closer to the end of this journey than the beginning. Do you not know that God's time is not our time? Kingdom time is not our time. Everything that the cankerworm stole from you can be redeemed in a moment. Meal Prep Monday this week. All right. We talking about we want to live again. Can we dream again while we living again? Can we go back and remember the things we desire to be when we were little? How many of us wanted to be one thing, but this journey has led us to be another? Even when you think of careers, when you were little, you wanted to be a veterinarian, you wanted to be a doctor, you wanted to be an astronaut. This is when you had a limitless perspective. This is when you felt like there was nothing you could not do. Well, on this Meal Prep Monday, I want to remind you, there's nothing you cannot do. Nicole, well, you have to go to college to be a doctor. Lies we tell. How many people are doing things and they don't have to go that route? Now, you may not go be an MD working in an emergency room, but there are people who are doctor, whoever, because of their whatever it is when they give you a doctorate because of your wisdom and your knowledge, your whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. You're given this title because it recognizes the knowledge and the wisdom. Now, I'm not saying go and cut on somebody. Hear me. But what I am saying is, as a child, if you are, you desire these things, they came from who you really are. So maybe at 6, you thought you were going to be an MD, but maybe you're at 50, an MD as a life coach. And now they calling you, Mel called me all the time, Dr. Nicole D. Jones, because she saw a doctor called Nicole Jones, all right? She doesn't call me that because I went to school and went for 12 years. She's basing it off of the wisdom and the knowledge she feels that has come through this vessel, because I don't glorify me. But one thing that I understand, especially in this season, when I learn to die to myself, I know who can speak through me. I know that I will give my mouthpiece. It's a choice of who I allow for words to who am I representing? Okay? So we've got to, in this season, recognize that it is an ordained season by Jehovah God. There's nothing we can do about it. It is what it is. So embrace it. But as you're embracing it to be the best version of you, don't overlook you and don't forget you. And don't forget that you are purpose. You're not looking for purpose. You are purpose. You're walking out purpose every day. And as you take that time to feed your soul from your spirit, your soul will raise up to who you really are. And when you start coming into the revelation of who you've really been created to be, stop gauging it off of this world. You gauge it on kingdom. Because everything that you are in your personal growth and self-development, it will be solidified in the Bible. That's the book for me. Okay? So, Meal Prep Monday. That's all I got. All right? Maybe because I done had a long weekend. Sister, I don't know. I have to go back and listen to the call today because I don't know what I'm telling y'all. But I do know it's coming from the soul of me. I do know that I am excited. I woke up excited. All right? I'm understanding that every day that's predestined and preordained in my life, if I just learn to just submit it to Jehovah God and allow the Holy Spirit that has been left to lead, God, and direct me, walk it out, I can't go wrong. Even when situations may not look the way I want them to look, they all work out because they're perfect in Him. I just got to make sure my footsteps are in the right place. Okay? Sometimes we think we're supposed to be walking one way when we should be walking this way. That's when you got to know that it's greater later. Because whatever plan is ordained for me is better than one I can think. That's why we get our thoughts lined up. All right? We get our thoughts lined up. You are purpose. You're not looking for purpose. You're looking to walk it out, but you are purpose. And the purpose of your existence was already predestined, wrote out before he even created the earth. Understand this. That's why we don't gauge it by this. I told you, in this natural space, this is just a way to mark time. This is a way for your legacy to be tracked and written. This is the way that the marks that you leave here, your children's children will be able to see. Okay? You have great steps that are already predestined. We don't have to make our own. The ones that are tailor-made for you, no one else can do them. And they are designed to continue even when your natural self is not here. All right? So, Meal Prep Monday. Time is it? That's all I got. It's 10:20. I'm going to give y'all 10 minutes back of your day. I never want to belabor the time. I never want you to feel like you get on here and you're feeling like you wish you didn't. All right? So, and I can talk around the block, so I ain't going to do it today. I want you to remember to stay humble, to stay focused, to stay positive. Continue to be the best version of you unapologetically, because no one can do it better than you. And everything that you bring, want to bring your best. All right? Want to have the time to learn, to take these days as an opportunity to right wrongs. Okay? Be humble. Be humble. You don't have to fight with your words. You speak life with your words. And if you just a fighter and you just gotta do it, start fighting where you winning for you. The only way you can do that is when you do it for you. All right? We don't speak death on people. If anything, we lift them up. We lift them up. I love haters. They lift me up. Okay? So, again, stay focused, stay humble, stay positive, and continue to be the best version of you unapologetically. All right? I want you to continue to have a fantabulous rest of the day. Smooches.